Is modern Formula One boring? Well, judging by a couple of hundred comments on a previous video of mine, you would think that it was. I'm not so sure I agree. For me, if I know who's going to win the race before the race even starts, I find that a bit boring, if I'm completely honest with you, and that has not been the case this year. Does it have issues? Yes, of course it does. I mean, here's sort of exhibit number one. Monaco is pretty dreadful right now. The cars are too big, there's no overtaking. However, if you think that next year's regulations are going to change that all that much, I got some bad news for you. So this is a mock-up of next year's car compared to a car from 20 years ago. And as you can see, it's still a lot bigger. And honestly, making the cars just a bit smaller and in Monaco isn't really going to change anything. If you look at F2 this year, where the cars are significantly smaller, actually kind of similar-ish in size to the cars from 20 years ago, I don't believe there was an on-track overtake in F2 this year. So just making them smaller is not this sort of panacea. But despite its issues, and every era has its issues, we are going down to the final race in Abu Dhabi to decide who wins the championship, and it's a 3-horse race. That's pretty exciting. Compare that to eras in the past where, for example, in 2002, this era that everyone gets all misty-eyed about, Schumacher won that championship in July. I think it was in France in July. It was all done and dusted, and the rest of the year was just kind of funsies, I guess. So there is a lot to be grateful for with current F1, I think. And honestly, I really enjoy the stories, the sort of differently interesting nature of current Formula One, the Verstappen comeback, the inter-team drama in McLaren, and the poor decision-making and the strategy failures, and, the sort of dogged determination and the random podiums with Sainz and Hülkenberg. Like, there are lots of interesting stories involved in Formula One that isn't just like overtaking, and crashes.